BDD to be his normal, comfortable self from the regular season.
Megan R comes in, the Predator is on. First gank coming into Kiin. Can he get away from this one? An early flash means up a level here, getting very aggressive in the jungle. But here we go, the roam from Tushin in the bottom lane. The exhaust coming down. Pia blowing his flash, but he's gonna get locked up here with the Chain of Corruptions. There it goes. First blood over to Spirit. Pina with a bit of a mistake.
It kills the Afrika Freaks against around the place. Top
we got
lane.
a fight. Khan in a lot of trouble. Gets solo killed by Kiin. What is still is gonna go back. Let's take a look at the replay.
So it wasn't actually being in shot. We finally get the confirmation here. Khan is just trying to play halfway down the lane. Gets hit by everything. Doesn't even get hit by everything. I'm trying to predict what happened because of the health bars. But it's an extended trade. It looks like it's all going to be even between the two. But actually just gets hit, doesn't flash, and his damage calculation is on. So wow, Khan just completely outplayed in the 1v1 by Kiin.
A string echoes, but after that, it's really just about the utility. The engage, he's got that ultimate. Speaking of engage, going in onto Tucson here, got a 3-on-3, getting stunned up. Is that catfish, but the damage going back on the Gorilla. Got it, that prey! The huge barrel is gonna get him into position to go down. Look at how aggressive Afrika is being. They're in the mid lane now. They want to get this first brick, and then they are going to be able to do it.
Defining characteristic of this series is going to be talking about mid lane priorities, something that's used a buzzword in casting that not always explained. Really about the ability for mid and jungle, but let's just talk about a mid laner.
Got an Azir in the back line trying to do that damage, but they went a little bit deep here. Now gonna get the lockdown. Prey is beginning to pop off. Khan now trying to come in here. BDD getting the sleep on the Spirit, but he gets away. Prey now in the front line doing that damage. Nice cast to trade it back. The Battle Star is gonna be blocked here by Kiin, and Afrika will success.
25 minutes and there's no response.
You talked about the duo. That ward does not spot them coming in. They have no idea. This is going to go down. And there it goes over to Afrika. The smite is perfect. Afrika.
Back away. We take a deep breath. Start to get ready. Khan's all alone.
He's going to hop over the wall, but what are you going to do against Asai on the flash? Into the blasting plant is going to get him.
Damage on BDD to do anything to the front line. They don't get the deepest of vision. They're going to go for the Baron anyway. Looking for a turn here on the side of Afrika.
It's going to be up to Pina. Can he get the steal? The early flash in, and he does not get it. Pina going to take a huge amount of damage, but Prey down in the bottom side trying to do the damage to the huge jump onto the Varus. They do the damage. Now Kuro's low, and he does go down.
Prey's
and Kiin is going to be going down here as well. It's a 3-on-1. Not much he can do to get out of here. The Baron will go over to Afrika, but they're trying to escape with as many lives as possible. Only Spirit and Tushin will get away with their lives.
What an engage. What a timing to come through on the...
We all were hoping for if King Zone wanted to come back into this one. Really nice read on the flash from Pina.
And watch the backline here. Prey starts at the top side, but the moment that Khan comes in, Prey is instantly there. Cleans up Kramer. They thought they were fighting front to back, but guess what? When Kai'Sa gets into an unorganized fight, when so much is happening, she can show up, she can kill. They couldn't lock her down, and Kai'Sa won the fight all on her own.
Certainly did. Really neat. Do not want to have a chance of this being stolen.
Watch Gorilla, he's on the bot side, not spotted at the moment, looking for a flank. He's deciding whether he needs to recall. They're just going to power it down. I think Peanut's going to give it up.
There it is. The smite comes in and no hope. Will Afrika start it up with the Elder Drake? The answer is yes.
It's going to be so fast. Watch
Look
this.
At this. It just disappears. There's no hope. And King Zone know it. They have to give it up on point tonight. They send back Tushin to get the Baron, but Peanut taking so much damage in the front line. Trying to help there in the defense, but not much he can do. The Skarner is totally useless now. At this point in the game, they're going to give away one more inhibitor, make that 2 as they move towards the bottom side. Just look looking to clear, and again, the inhibitor is not going to go down just yet. There it is, the engage from Gorilla, but in the front line is the tanks, and they're going to lock down Gorilla now. That ultimate is eventually going to go down, and the Alistair will be taken out, but Prey trying to go 1v5. Can he do it? He nearly takes out Spirit, and Kuro gets low as well. 4 super minions pushing up there. Where is the entrance here for Afrika, though? They're having trouble getting to those turrets.
They're just being respectful. They're waiting for Kingzone to go in. They want to use the cast to split. But now the minions start to push in. Watching closely here, they should lose their first Nexus turret.
Gorilla, he needs to engage with the perfect devour there for Tushin, and the double knockup from the Embers Divine, but Prey, he's going off. He's in the front line now. Kiin taking a bunch of damage. No deaths here on the side of Kingzone just yet. Prey in the back line. Can he 1v5 this? He's taking that damage from Kuro. Doesn't look like the answer is yes just yet. Khan now gotta go down to Kramer. He gets his own backline access, takes out one member, getting to work on the turn. Now, looks like Afrika is gonna be able to take game number 1. Down goes the Nexus, and are you surprised? They take out Kingzone, the favorites, in game number 1.
Afrika Freaks, they went for the standard. Kingzone was the one that rolled the dice and says, we got new stuff after 3 weeks. The new stuff turned against them. No value out of the Zoe as the game goes on. Peanut for once, well held in the early game. No mid-jungle control. Really doesn't jive with the Kingzone strategy. And Afrika Freaks can smile and say, we took game 1, there will be no 3-0. A lot of predictions, including mine, already out the door. And suddenly game 2 pick and ban, a mouth-watering one between Kingzone and Afrika Freaks.
You talk about predictions, the most common one I saw was 3-1 Kingzone. But already Afrika has a game. That's not what you were expecting. You were expecting somewhere along the domination of Kingzone, Afrika sneak one with the sneaky strategy. That is not what happened in game 1. Afrika coming out to play, whereas Kingzone arguably did not in game number 1.
Afrika Freaks looked the more polished. Both teams made a couple of mistakes early, but they were less trademarked for Kingzone. They were bigger, and they were punished to the maximum. And those early game mistakes, whatever the next 25 minutes, are pretty standard. And practice League of Legends that Kingzone played, they couldn't paper over the cracks that were there in the early game.
You talk about those early game mistakes. Once it got past that early game, these guys looked so solid. I talked about it before. Ila Vuv, that legendary coach, he said, I want to bring a team in that's not the strongest team and win the finals.
电竞迷们有福了，佛心公司鸡鸡电竞王会抽出2位在这条影片留言的观众，送他们280贝壳币，只要在影片下方留下鸡鸡电竞王的用户名称，就能参与抽奖，佛心公司刷一波。